It's the morning after the night before, Nona.
Might be, we'll see.
Nona Peltier, thanks so much, Nona. We appreciate it. Let's head now to the Manawatu Gorge, although if we were actually doing that, we'd have to turn back from State Highway 3 and detour over the hills via Saddle Road. In short, the gorge is closed again, and that again is becoming expensive, problematic and frustrating for some. In 2011-12, a series of slips saw it closed for about a year. The cost of clearing and reopening it, over $20 million. In 2015, a large slip just 700 metres from the site of the 2011 event saw the gorge closed again. And now another slip, another closure. Linda Stewart is Acting Chief Executive of CEDA, the Central Economic Development Agency, and I asked her about the scale of the problem.
Roughly, we estimate that State Highway 3 through the gorge services around 500,000 people. Day-to-day traffic is a lot less, so I think it's around 20,000 per day. But the reason that it's got such a high number of individuals serviced is that Palmerston North and the Manawatu's distribution and logistics hub for the central and lower North Island. So we're not talking small numbers here in terms of the impact for the region and beyond the region as well, John. It supports the agriculture sectors, food and processing, manufacturing, our country's kind of bread and butter products. So it definitely does have an impact. I mean, the closure at the moment has got it's a sort of multifaceted issue for us for the region. It takes what is usually a kind of 10-minute commute through the gorge to can turn into over an hour, especially first thing in the morning and in the evening. While I appreciate that for your listeners in Auckland and Wellington, an hour additional travel time is perhaps not too much to consider, but for us, that's a big impact for the business community, and also within that, the related fuel costs and fuel consumptions going up over the Ruahine mountain range as opposed to just along the side of the gorge.
And you don't mind driving for an hour if that's how long the drive takes. But when you're driving for an hour and you know there's a 10-minute alternative literally not far away from you, then that becomes exasperating. You add into the mix that it was closed for over a year in 2011, 2012, that there have been further closures in 2015, that this is another closure. Is it time to seriously consider a permanent plan B?
Really, really good question, John. I think everybody that I've spoken to is firstly really appreciative of the quick reactions of New Zealand Transport Agency and the contractors who are doing a damn marvellous job for us out there in difficult and dangerous conditions. And in the gorge, NZTA have spent millions installing rockfall netting, and it's really welcome, don't get me wrong, and to some extent it has worked. However, it's an ongoing and costly problem for us as a region and beyond if we think about what I mentioned on the distribution and logistics side. And so you've got to begin to question whether this response is the extent of what modern engineering can offer us. At some point in time, I do think that the government is going to have to make a call on this situation. If you look at the discussions on social media around this topic, I think there is a growing swell that while we appreciate the work done to date, and we've got to work with what we've got at the moment to future-proof us as a region, and as I said, the wider area that we service, we need something longer term here from the government.
Linda Stewart.